Something strange is going on with Connor McDavid as we find out the latest on his contract negotiations. Have the Oilers started with him? What is the plan here with Connor McDavid? We will get into that today here on the channel. Hope everybody's enjoying their Labor Day weekend. I mean, the Labor Day Classic with the CFL. Lots of football on this week, but we're still waiting for hockey training camp to start there, and we're still waiting for Connor McDavid to put his name on the dotted line there. But if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so, as 75% of you haven't hit that button down below for any and all Oiler news relating to the team. Game recaps, game previews, preseason is coming up very, very shortly there, so stay tuned here to the channel. And before we get into all the news today, folks, we have a message from Digest Media.
Sports fans, have you ever wanted to break into sports media as a writer or content creator? Because if so, Digest Media is the place to be. Digest Media has a bunch of openings across all 4 major sports leagues in North America to join our growing content team. Whether it's the NFL, NBA, NHL, or MLB, we are looking for passionate fans, creators, and storytellers who live and breathe sports. Head on over to digestmedia.ca/join us to apply today. You'll also find the link in the description down below, or also down below pinned in the comments. And sports fans, we can't wait to see what you got. Apply today.
Yes, make sure you hit that link down in the description there to join the team here at Digest Media there. And as we're waiting for everybody to join the team here, we're still waiting for number 97 there. As we all remember his quote during the Olympic orientation camp there, says, "Take my time and go through everything. I have every intention to win in Edmonton," when it comes to, the latest on his contract talks there. But the latest on those from, John Shannon of the 100% Hockey podcast says, there are people in Edmonton holding their breath. I think there's people in the Oilers office holding their breath. It's not going to be announced in training camp. He's going to go into the regular season without a new contract there. A bit of a bombshell there from John Shannon. I mean, he wouldn't say that unless he was absolutely sure about it 100% there, no pun intended. But I think he's in a position to manage the situation and make sure that the club is in the right frame of mind for him. As long as Connor can weather the storm of answering questions, he'll manage that in camp. Then take your time and do it right and make sure that everybody's on the same page, because quite frankly, negotiations haven't really started yet there, and that's a little bit worrisome there if that is true. I mean, Connor McDavid, Stan Bowman wanted to give him the space there during the summer, but to go into the season without a new contract there, Connor McDavid said he wanted to avoid all of the distractions there. I mean, what more of a distraction would that be than to, go the entire year there answering questions from the media, whether it be in, LA, New York, Toronto, all the big markets in the NHL, asking what are his intentions there. But I mean, Oilers fans are quite used to bad news during the month of August there. I mean, the Holloway and Broberg offer sheets there in August of 2024 there, and then, Wayne Gretzky back in the summer of 1988. Traded from the Oilers to the Kings there. So August, we are very, very used to, bad news during the month of August there. But from David Staples of the Edmonton Journal, he's just saying, Connor is playing it safe. I think the public statements he made both after he was eliminated from the playoffs in this week is just a script that his agent Judd Moldover has told him to say. I just think that they're cautious, like the agent's cautious. He's a very cautious person. He's careful in his words often, so I think he's just saying a basic line to get through the next couple of weeks until he does sign. He knows it's not going to be a distraction. He's going to sign here. We don't know how many years, but in the next couple of weeks he's going to sign here, and he knows that. Not only David Staples saying that, but also Mark Spector there of Sports. I know not the two most greatest Edmonton sports writers there, but both of them are not worried in the slightest regarding Connor McDavid signing again. Not too sure how long he's going to sign for, but he's going to sign in Edmonton. I mean, no reason to worry whatsoever regarding Connor McDavid. I mean, Spector, David Staples, Gene Principe, he reiterated that he is going to sign in Edmonton there, but for Edmonton, fans were split after what he said, with some taking it at face value and some reading between the lines and claiming he never once said he wanted to win with Edmonton past next season. Unfortunately, only time will tell what happens with David in the Oilers, and for now, fans will continue to be patient there, or have to continue to be patient. I mean, we're all waiting. We all waited for Leon last year, and then other fan bases. I mean, Nathan MacKinnon, he never signed his 8-year deal until September 20th of 2022. Mind you, the only only difference between Connor and Nathan MacKinnon is that was the year after they won the Stanley Cup there. So again, we will have to continue to be patient, and this sort of puts the Oilers in a corner there with Stan Bowman. If David McDavid arrives in camp and the initial discussions are vague and unproductive, Bowman will need to quickly ascertain the nature of the delay. McDavid has something in mind, and management will need to find out specifically what is required there. I'm guessing it's the position that is between the pipes there. I mean, that's my best guess. It's anyone's guess about what the nature of the disconnect between today and the contract getting signed, but management needs to find out soon if bridging the chasm is possible there. Elliot Friedman did say, McDavid, he needs to be, convinced that the Oilers are in a position to, win year after year, not just once. McDavid wants more than one Stanley Cup in his trophy case there. So the Edmonton and Connor will need to find out what exactly needs to go down for something like a McDavid, more than 4-year extension there. I'm guessing it will only be 4 years. So this, again puts Bowman into a corner there. He might need to make, a big splash there, and again, if a lack of progress stretches to the end of September, Bowman will, unfortunately, as much as I hate to say it there, I mean, the thought of Connor leaving is just very, very strange there, but again, crazier things have happened. I just showed you the Gretzky trade. Bowman will have to contemplate a trade either during the season or shortly after the conclusion of Edmonton's playoff run. As Oilers fans have seen, that can be a disappointing transaction, even if the player is under contract there, like the Chris Pronger trade there when the Oilers, got, Joffrey Lupul and a whole lot of other players in that trade, but Anaheim went on to win the Cup that next season there in Edmonton, just looking like the losers in that completely there. And McDavid will have no commitment to any team next summer there, so which is why the Oilers, are under, it's not DEFCON 1 there, we're not close at all there on the doomsday clock, but the Oilers in a little bit of hot water here. I mean, it didn't take Leon a whole lot to re-sign with the team. 8 years, $14 million. That's a steal of a contract there. But for McDavid, it'll have to be, a little more convincing to keep him on the Oiler roster for as long as, Oiler fans want. Again, 8 years out of the window. Or out of the picture and out of the window there for Stan Bowman there, but 4 years, I mean, that gives the Oilers, ample time to sort of make the team a whole lot better there. I mean, you can't just, keep going through the draft to make your team better. You need to make big splashes there whenever and however. I mean, Stan Bowman is paid how much to be the GM of the Oilers there, and I mean, big splashes was his thing back in Chicago. Did he win a whole lot of those trades? Absolutely not, but he still made the splashes there. So again, that will be, the catalyst for McDavid remaining an Oiler there, just keeping the team around him as competitive as can be. But that is it for today's video, folks. Make sure you let me know down in the comments, how worried are you, scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, not worried whatsoever there. It'll be a 4 to 6 year deal for McDavid, 10 being, yeah, I'm as worried as can be there. But again, let me know down in the comments, and if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below for any and all Oiler news, folks. Enjoy the rest of your holiday Monday. Take care. I'm Matt.